Okay, everyone, so let's solve some radical equations. Now, we've been practicing this for a while, but the key thing is there's going to be a few potentially trickier problems. We're going to start with the basics first. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. You're going to get this handout, and I'm going to allow you to let this video help you go through it. The key thing is make sure you understand everything I do, everything I say, everything I show you in here. If not, please bring it up in the classroom. Okay, so let's get started. Let's look at example 1. Notice I have a square root in my equation. Step 1, we always have got to get the square root by itself. So I'm going to minus 5 both sides, because now my square root is by itself. Now 16 minus 5 is 11. So now what do? Step 2 is once the square root is by itself, you should know that the inverse of a square root is a 2 power, a square. So when I square both sides, I get rid of the square root. Notice what I have left over, x plus 1 equal. Now here, we all should know 11 squared, 11 times 11 is 121. And now all I need to do is minus 1. And so x, in this case, is 120. Okay, example 2. Now, I hope you try to pause the video, by the way, before you see me do the work. Okay, try it yourself, struggle through it yourself. Okay, anyways, enough said there. So notice this time it's a cube root. It's still a radical. Our goal, step 1, is to get it by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do here is divide both sides by 7, because 7 divided by 7 is 1. And notice my cube root is now by itself. Now 84 divided by 7 is 12. 7 times 12 is 84, right? So now what? Well, this is a cube root. So the inverse for a cube root is a 3 power, or as we say, cube. So I'm going to cube both sides. I'm going to do a 3 power on both sides. The 3 power cancels out the cube root. I'm just left with 5x minus 7 equal. Now 12 cubed means 12 times 12 times 12. Now 12 times 12 times 12, I would hope you would use a calculator to do that. But the answer is 1728. So now what I'm going to do is add 7 to both sides. 5x, therefore, will equal, if we do the math here correctly, 1735. So now I just simply need to divide by 5. And so x is going to be, let's see here, 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 5 is 20, 347. Okay, let's go on to example 3. Example 3. Notice we're back to a square root. We're basically going to do mainly square roots, guys, but I hope you understand any other root you will do the inverse power on to solve it. But anyways, what I need to do, of course, is get it by itself. And the way to do that, I'm going to divide by 6, because 6 divided by 6 is 1. Now notice my square root is by itself, equal to 42 divided by 6 is 7. Now, all these mental math calculations I'm doing, guys, please remember you're allowed to use a calculator. I encourage you to use a calculator for. Okay, now that I have the square root by itself, I'm going to square both sides, and x plus 10 will therefore equal 49, because 7 times 7 is 49. And now I just need the minus 10, and I know my x therefore is 39. Okay, what about this one? Notice my cube root is not by itself yet. I need to do a -4 both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now my cube root is by itself, equal to 6 minus 4 is 2. Now, how do you get rid of a cube root again? You do a cube on it. You do a 3 power on it. The 3 power gets rid of my cube root. I am now left with 3x minus 4 equal to 8, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Now, I'm going to add 4, just solving the equation, right? 3x will equal 12. Dividing by 3, x in this case must be 4. Example 5. Now, do you guys remember that a half a power is the same thing as square root? We will review that over the next couple days, but don't sweat it too much for now. I'm going to keep all our main practice with radicals. I'm not going to do exponential or rational powers over the next couple of days, but just know it's coming up by early next week. But anyways, you should know a half a power. In other words, if the denominator is 2, that means my radical is 2, i.e. a square root. So this is what we really have. We have 3 square root x plus 6 equal to 9. I'm going to divide by 3 both sides, because 3 divided by 3 is 1. And now I have my square root by itself. 9 divided by 3, of course, is 3. How do we get rid of the square root? We square it, right? The square gets rid of the square root. X plus 6 equals 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. And now all I need to do is minus 6. And so x is 3. All right, let's squeeze one more in this video. Example number 6. Now, guys, see how it says 1/3 power? Again, don't panic right now. We are going to review rational exponents here within the next couple of days. But for now, I do hope that you know that a 1/3 power is really a cube root. How do we get rid of a cube root? We do a cube on it, a 3 power on it. The 3 power gets rid of my cube root. Notice I have 5x plus 7 equal to 27, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. I'm now going to minus 7 both sides, right? That gets rid of that plus 7 there. 5x must be 20 divided by 5. X is 4. So guys, you now have a video that goes through every one of these examples on this handout. I hope you watch and study. I also want to remind you, please think about making some flashcards. Make some flashcards on these problems, guys. Okay? And yeah, so that's the first of several videos on this, guys. And I will, of course, see you in class.